Welcome to the world's most boring vanity. The good news is, today, she dies. Come back, come back. Fine. Welcome back to Laugh Cry DIY. I am Katie, this is Baguette, and today we are making over the most boring part of my house. This is the vanity area in my bedroom. Very blank, very white, very practical, and in my world, that cannot stand. We need glamour, we need drama. And so today, we are going to transform this area with some upcycles, with some fun little DIYs, so that in the future, I can beat my face and not feel so boring. We got a makeover to do, let's go. All right. Now, here are some things I hate. Number one, this boring plastic vanity tray organizer. I've tried a few different options for storing makeup here and I don't like it, so she goes. Number two, this very cheap vanity. You may recall, actually previously on my channel, I had made this over with washi tape. I'd put on a fun graphic pattern. The problem is that these drawers, when you open them, require you to reach in and pull out. And that over time messed up the washi tape. I also hate this style because you can actually see the mess that's inside, and I don't want my eyes to be bothered by that. And the last thing is this little matching stool. I had reupholstered this a long time ago. This is not the pattern we're going for now. So both of these are getting a new facelift. And because this area is so boring, I want to add some color to it. And also I want to make an official announcement. I have entered my Art Deco era. And so I want to do a little bit of a funky inspired Art Deco moment because if you will recall, last week on my channel, I thrifted the most amazing things on earth. These incredible shell-shaped sconces. And if there's one thing I love in this world, it is a mirror flanked by sconces. And like I said, because I'm feeling an Art Deco vibe, I really wanted a way to not only display these, but really give them a moment. And it starts with flipping this bad baby. So here's the deal. I want to change the vibe of this vanity, but I'm very lazy, so I don't want to do too much. I also want to work with kind of the supplies I have on hand. So to add a little bit of personality and kind of texture, what we're going to do is add sort of a fluting trim all the way around the edge. And because I am lazy as hell, we're doing it with the simplest little craft sticks. These are basically popsicle sticks. They can be trimmed with a scissor, super lazy girl friendly. So basically, we are going to add these sticks all the way across, and I'm just using this dowel as a spacer. This is very loosey-goosey, but we're working with what we have. So I'm starting by lining up my first stick and making a little cut line. Cutting that on the line. Again, you can just cut with scissors. And there, we have a perfect piece that matches. So this is gonna be for my drawers, and I'm gonna do the same thing for the edge of the side. And then you can use whatever piece you just cut as your little marking template for the rest of them. ASMR! So you're just gonna do that 48 times, and then and don't forget your Band-Aid because you will have a blister from all that cutting. Perfect. We do have a moment of hell, which is this stupid cutout. So here's something absolutely psychotic I have done. I hope for you and your family and your children that you never have to go through this. We need to create a solid front. So I have cut the craft sticks in the shape of the thing. We're gonna glue them all together. We're gonna glue it in to create a fake front, and then we can glue the other ones over it. I hope if you ever do something similar that you have fully solid drawer fronts. Now, these are all pretty uniform, but I am gonna just hit them with a little sandpaper just to make sure that all of the bottoms are nice and neat. Ooh, nice. And now, we're about to head down to Glue Town. Today's glue of choice, we are using Gorilla Glue hot glue sticks. Number one, I'm kind of busy, I don't have time for clamping and drying, blah, blah, blah. Number two, we're putting wood to laminate, and laminate's basically plastic. These are pretty heavy duty and they do stick to plastic. That was pretty cool. One helpful rule for laminate is that you'll see it dull as you grind down the shiniest top part, and that's a good sign. Also, this piece is so cheap, I'm just like not worried if I ruin it or if I probably end up making it over for a third time in a future episode. And we're wiping. So I glued together these kind of blocks. This hot glue is so strong. The minute it's on, she's sticking and she's staying where she wants to be. So just so you know. Ooh, baby, look at that straight edge. What gaps? Where? No gaps. All right, we're gonna get some little spackle in here just to smooth it up this much, but overall it's looking really good. Honestly, I'm shocked. And now we are going to work on putting these on the side of this. Now, as you can see, the drawer's going right here, and so I wanna keep the line consistent. And so I'm gonna leave this same kind of 1/4 inch of trim on the top. So I'm just gonna mark that off. Pro tip, if you're doing this, just stick some painter's tape on the back of them and lay them all out so that you know what fits correctly. I know for me that I'm gonna start by doing my 2 end pieces and then kind of approximately space in from there. All right, the spackle's still drying, so we are going to come back to finish the vanity. And now it is time to add some color splashes to this space. Okay, so here we have just the whole vanity section. As you can see, white, white, white. I wanted to reuse my existing mirror and I wanted to incorporate those sconces, but I really wanted to make this its own kind of splashy moment. And I wanted to make the mirror and the sconces really stand out by adding a sort of colorful frame to them. So we're gonna do something on this channel that we've actually never really done before. Some people love it, some people say it's over. And that is painted arches. In my dream world, what I would actually like to have here is a sort of Art Deco screen with arches. But I also would want to mount the sconces onto that screen, and that does not work. So as a little nod to Art Deco, we're gonna paint these kind of scallopy arches to frame all of the elements. Now, because I already have this mirror hanging here, we're gonna build this whole frame arch structure. Why am I calling it a structure? Shape around this mirror, and specifically, I think the curve of this mirror, because it's so perfect, it's kind of already built in. So to start, I'm just gonna use my level, which already has kind of a perfect, I'd say like 2.5 inch frame, and we're gonna do our straight lines on either side. So we have our line here, and I wanna make sure that it perfectly follows the arch above. And so what I've actually done is I've cut one of my little craft things to the width of this, which is like the width we want. And then I'm gonna hold the mirror and put this up against the edge of it. And I'm using it to guide my hand and keep that perfect border all around. And now I'm actually gonna add a small gap in between each arch. Basically, I kind of wanna pretend as though it's a folding screen, which would kind of have a natural gap in it. Now, it just so happens that these scallops, in comparison to this mirror, have that basically exact inch all around. Does that make sense? So for these next ones, I'm actually gonna trace the mirror as the arch itself for the sides. It'll make sense when you see it painted. Now, if there was no arch, we would be sitting these like closer. But because there is an arch that's gonna act as a frame, I'm gonna put them out a little bit wider. It's a little bit awkward, but it's still better than not doing that. This is cool! Okay, I just wanna make sure though that my like arches are even, so I am gonna like level to mark the top of them where it should be. All right, I straightened out the lines with the level, and now you know what time it is, baby. Tape time. And to ensure we get some extra crisp, clean lines, because honestly, taping alone does not always do it, you're gonna wanna do a quick little coat of the base coat just along the tape line. That ensures when you take it off, it's gonna be crisp as hell. We have painted white over the tape, and now it is time for your very exciting, very thrilling, very kind of terrifying color reveal. I wanted to do a color here that was very fun, but without being like insane. And because it was Art Deco, I kind of wanted to go with like a green, black, and white theme. But the green I chose has a little bit more personality than kind of a deep, rich Art Deco emerald green. And it is Fresh Artichoke by Behr. This is kind of a little bit of like a yellowy green. It's almost a little 70s. I don't know. I think it's kind of funky and fun. And if we hate it, we hate it. But there's only one way to find out. I swear guys, the rule of thumb for paint is always go like 2 shades lighter than you think you want, because I don't know if this is like too light or too dark. I can't tell. Truly, this is the most mysterious color of all time. Okay, coat 1 is on. I think it looks very kind of spring greeny, but I'm not mad at it. We'll do a second coat and we'll come back for tape pulling. Double tape, ready? This is so fun. Okay, our fronts are spackled and sanded flat, and it is game time to get these babies on here. All right, we have some beautiful fronts. Again, I kind of eyeballed that placement, you know, I think it works for me. And now we're gonna paint these, but we're also gonna be adding hardware. So I'm using my hardware little template to figure out where those holes should go. Word to the wise, always dry fit your hardware because you never know if you've just really messed up or not. All right, it is paint time. We are going classic, dramatic, elegant, opulent black. This is a Krylon chalk paint. I'm on my last legs of it, so we're hoping it lasts. Chalk paint can supposedly cling to laminate without a primer. Always better to do a primer unless you don't have primer, like me right now. I think my camera battery died. This has been blocking the shot the whole time. Great. But we are black, and I have to say that originally I wanted to do this like fluted with like half round or like reading, but that would have cost like over $100 and required a professional saw. And this, for scissors and $12 in basically popsicle sticks, that is a pretty good freaking hack, I have to say. And now we can move on to recovering our stool. Like I said, I already recovered this back in the day, and she doesn't need to be this print anymore, but I do want to get a little bit sassy, a little wild, and I wanted to think of a print that would be fun, wild, and complement the new black vanity table. And so you know we're going for Mama's favorite neutral, which is leopard print. It's the same print I have made my cat's ottoman bed out of. It's the same print I covered her shelves in. We love reusing things. And so, okay, but let's take these legs off. All right, dear God, please let me have enough. It's gonna be just enough. Oh look, our quality inspector. Do you like it? Now is the part that Baguette is gonna hate. Staple time, baby. And FYI, when you do upholstery, I like to do my starter pieces by pulling tight here, pulling tight here, pulling tight here, pulling tight here, and then you can tighten within each little like region. Here she is, Miss America. So beautiful, so stunning. Do you wanna come hop on it? No? Great. All right, y'all, we are dry, we are beautiful. I did hit this with a polyurethane topper to ensure the paint was more durable. And now we are finishing off with our beautiful, gorgeous hardware. And that is these beautiful pulls. These were gifted to me in a surprise mystery box by my subscriber Felicity, and they finally found a home in the right place. So we love using what we have on hand. And now I think it is time to put it all together. Now, to be honest, these candle holder bases are quite large, and there's all sorts of hacks for making taper candles stay in them, but I'm just gonna pour in some little sand so that it can rest nicely, because otherwise I'm gonna have these lit, I'm gonna be doing my makeup, they're gonna fall off, they're gonna burn off my eyelashes, I'm gonna have to sew, and nobody wants that. And finally, the most important and most exciting and most sexy part of this makeover. Daylight taper candles, which are so dramatic in very bright light. All right, you guys, we've painted, we flipped, we have reupholstered. And now it is time to show you my very fun, my very funky, sassy vanity makeover. Well, my dears, that was today's episode. I love being able to reuse stuff that I already have in my house or pieces that just need a little facelift. So I'm very happy with how well this turned out, with how kind of minimal of stuff we did with it. This fluted hack for like $20 in popsicle sticks is pretty genius. So I would highly recommend going to your store, getting some craft sticks, and going nuts. Not gonna lie, I am still getting used to having a whole green moment over here, but it's very cheery, very bright. I think it was the perfect way to frame those gorgeous sconces. I'm very happy to try something new, and I would encourage you to try something fun in your own home, especially if you have a piece like this that really needs a moment to shine. So as usual, thank you for watching. If you wanna like, if you wanna subscribe. And if you wanna see more DIYs and projects interrupted by this beautiful beauty queen, come on back. Wait, let me do your blush though. Do you like it? Do you need some contour?